Hello, welcome to Word Empowerment Seminar this beautiful Thursday evening. My name is Murphy Okpala, your regular host on Word Empowerment Seminar and in the lead pastor of the Cornerstone Church in Transkilo, Enugu. Today, I want to discuss something that is a little bit interesting because every single individual goes through phases of life that they experience it. I'm talking about how to maximize loneliness. Loneliness is a two-sided coin. In one side of the coin, it can give you an advantage. In the other side of the coin, it can actually be detrimental to you. Because as human beings, we are made to be like God, and God is a relational being. So we are relational beings like God. So we need relationships to thrive. We thrive in relationships. But there are seasons of our lives where it's inevitable that we will feel lonely. So if peradventure you are in a place where almost all your friends are getting married, but you seem to be single and nobody seems to be saying hello to you, you have a tendency of feeling lonely. I was discussing with my help in the house. We was listening to music, and this on the background I heard a song lyric saying that I'm tired of being lonely, and I just teased her with it, and she said that she's tired of being lonely, and I said, wow, it's interesting how every single one of us actually go through seasons of loneliness, but we can maximize it and make it profitable for us. So how do you maximize your lonely seasons? But I need to emphasize this. There are some people that have this lone ranger mentality. God doesn't want you to be a lone ranger. God wants you to exist in communities, and you thrive in communities. But when you maximize loneliness, you're making the most out of a difficult situation. But because every single person will experience some level of loneliness, either as a CEO, because as a CEO, there are very few people that you relate with, especially as a pastor. There are very few people you relate to, so you can be lonely at different times. But how do you maximize it? But let me read this scripture to you so you can just kill every doubt about your need to be alone. Because loneliness can actually be very detrimental if you stay in it for too long. But look at what God says in the book of Psalm 68, verse 6. It says, God sets the lonely in families. So the prayer you should be praying when you're experiencing loneliness is, Lord, set me in the family that will help me thrive. Set me in the family that will help me thrive. But as you know, when you pray, you need to wait also for the period of time. And the period of waiting is so important if you're going to experience the beauty of relationships. So how do you, that period of waiting, if you're a lonely person, I'm praying that God put me in the family where I would thrive. In that period of waiting before God locates you to that family, you need to maximize it. So how do you maximize it? The first thing you need to do to maximize loneliness is to know this. Loneliness can exist, but don't let loneliness mix with idleness. Let me say that again. Don't let loneliness mix with idleness. An idle mind is the devil's workshop. So even if you're lonely, don't be idle. Don't be idle. Fight idleness. How do you fight idleness? Be busy. Look for things to engage. Engage in church activities. Volunteer for things. Even if you don't have a job, volunteer to work somewhere. Just engage. Let your mind be engaged. Read. All that. It's so important. Don't let being idle mix with your loneliness. Because if that happens, then you have too much to think about, and then you will be led to different evil. So the first is be busy. Be busy. In your period of loneliness, find something that will keep you busy. Number 2, to maximize loneliness, develop yourself. To maximize loneliness, develop yourself. Some of your best ideas will come in your season of loneliness if you know how to maximize loneliness. As a matter of fact, people that actually come up with great groundbreaking ideas or creative ideas, innovative ideas, have this principle that they go to a solitary place and they think in that solitary place before the ideas come in. You might have watched the movie American Gangster. It's a guy that actually existed, a drug dealer that actually existed in America, in New York. And basically, if you read the story of the guy, he came up with a master distribution system for cocaine, for hard drugs. Let me just put hard drugs. I don't know whether it's cocaine or heroin. One of them, sure. But he came up with a massive distribution system. If you read the backstory about the guy, to come up with an idea, he normally goes to his beach house or somewhere close, and he will clear all the furniture away from the house and put one single chair in the middle, and he will sit there for days, and he will just be thinking. It's in that loneliness, in quote, he gets the best ideas. So don't just use your loneliness. Maximize it by developing yourself. Read and read and read. Spend time watching. If you're not a reading person, spend time listening to podcasts. If you're not a podcast person, spend time watching things that would inspire you. Because your best ideas can come when you are lonely. Your best ideas can come when you are lonely. And it's the ideas that you is how you maximize your lonely period that will actually make your relationship season fruitful. Because if as a single person you don't maximize your loneliness, when you get married, you might be a frustration to your partner. So it's so important that you maximize it. First of all, don't mix loneliness with idleness. 2, develop yourself. And the third one is similar to the first. I've already mentioned it. Is to seek great ideas for your next level. Seek ideas for your next level in the season of loneliness. In the season of loneliness, picture yourself in your next level. Use your imaginations in your season of loneliness. Imagine the things that God has promised you become a reality. If you have promises from God, use that period of loneliness, because once you are in a relationship, once you are married, you'll be very distracted. Paul even said that married people concern themselves of the things of this world. But if you're not married, you will concern yourself with the things of Christ. So if you are lonely, it gives you an opportunity to concern yourself with the things of Christ. Let me just share this experience as I bring this to a close. I remember when I was still in school, I had some issues because of the kind of lifestyle I lived before I gave my life to Christ in my 4th year. I had some issues in academics. So I had to stay some extra years in school. In that period, your friends have gone. The people that are even around, you're shy to hang out with them. So I was lonely. In that period, I spent a lot of times in prayer. I spent a lot of time reading books. And a lot of the things I encountered in that period, I used them to preach even in this my season. And that's many years ago. So you can imagine how far-reaching your season of loneliness can actually impact your life. So don't waste your lonely season. Maximize it. Maximize it. Because there are times to come when you'll be begging for loneliness. Ask any celebrity. Ask any celebrity. They beg for loneliness. Sometimes they don't want to be around people, but people are always around them. It's sickening sometimes. So enjoy your loneliness. Stop complaining. How come it's only me that is not married? How come it's only me that is this? Because this season is a season where you can actually maximize and become better for your next season. I hope that helped you. This is Word Empowerment Seminar. You can watch us every Thursday on this channel, or on YouTube, or on Facebook. And if you come to Enugu or you live in Enugu, I'm inviting you specially to worship with us in the Cornerstone Church. We have a special service every last Sunday of the month called the Prophetic Worship Service. And it's happening this Sunday. So do well to join and come on to join us in our service. It's one service for that worship service by 9:30 a.m. You will see the details of this church on the screen. Thank you so much for joining me today on Word Empowerment Seminar, and I pray that your lonely seasons will be your most happiest seasons of your life. God bless you, and may your best life be your daily experience.